In this video, I retransformed the end using mods to make it that you can actually survive in the end. My challenge is to see if I can survive for 100 days in the end with these absolute stunning biomes. But don't think this mod pack is all nice and friendly. There are mobs in this mod pack that want to kill you and some pretty dangerous biomes. Here's what happens. I wonder if I can survive. Really quickly before we get into the video, I want to mention that I got this idea from Forge Labs. You can check out his channel down below. But anyway, let's get into the video. So day one of being in the end, I was just looking around at the biome because this is just so weird to see in the end actually have stuff. I just also mentioned that the only food I'm going to have is the chorus fruit, and that teleports you around, and that's going to get very annoying very fast. So I started off with just getting some more wood so I can get some basic tools. I wasn't planning on killing anything because I don't want to die. Yeah, I accidentally made a mistake. This was the first mistake of this series. And guess what? I am so stupid that I did it again. I looked at an Enderman. Yeah, I tried to get away from this Enderman, but that did not work out, as you can see. Decided to try kill this big slime. These things will haunt me for the rest of my life. I hate slimes at the end of this series. Hey, and just when you thought I couldn't get even more stupid, I looked at another Enderman and I died again. After that, I decided to just go around and gather as much food as possible, since this is the only food that I actually can get in the end. I needed a lot of it because, you know, it's just not the best food. After that, I made my way over to this other biome. I don't know what this biome is called, but it's like some weird vents and they're pretty cool. Now from checking out the mod, I knew that this stone was able to craft actual stone tools and a furnace, so I just got some stone tools, which was very useful, and I got a furnace. So I made my way over to this big island because this was a dead end and I needed to continue going. I'm not gonna lie, I was terrified of falling in the void right here, but luckily I didn't. Found this weird ruin thing. I don't know what it is, and at the end of the series we still don't find out what it does, but it looks pretty cool, I guess. I could put stuff on it, so I went around and put food on it for some reason. I genuinely don't know what I was thinking this was going to do, but it did nothing. I also found this ruin shipwreck thing, you know, the end city where there's a ship in the sky. Yeah, you can find ruins of those, and I just got some paper and stuff like that. It wasn't much. I got some ender pearls, some more paper, and I got my first armor, which I did not think I was going to get so early on. Day 3, I went into this water thing under those vents, and I realized that there was actually fish in this mod pack, so I could actually get some more food besides just the teleporting fruit. After that, I decided that I wanted to build over to this other island because, again, it was a dead end, so I needed to continue going on. I found these barrels, don't have anything in them, but I don't mind. I'll take some free barrels. I'll take some free barrels. So I decided that I wanted to gather some wood and build a proper bridge over to the island. I wanted to make stuff look kind of okay, so that's what I started to do. Again, I was absolutely terrified that I was going to fall off at this point. Luckily, I didn't. Once we had that, I started placing defenses so I know I won't run off. Knowing me, I would somehow manage to still fall off this. Started to do it over at this small little bridge as well, and for the other one as well. So after that I found sand. I didn't know the sand was in this mod pack, but this can actually make glass, which comes in handy later on. I was actually just shocked that there was even glass in this mod pack, to be honest with you. Day 4 and it's this huge biome. Again, I don't know the name of the biome, but I decided to jump in this water for no reason whatsoever. This biome really interested me, and I just wanted to see what was over there, so I decided to end the pearl over there. And realised that there's actually fish on this island, which was really good. And the wood is absolutely beautiful. I really like the wood, it just looks so nice. For some reason there was this bookshelf area in this biome. I don't know why this was here, but I really liked it. It was just really nice and it was really cool. Yeah, I accidentally looked at another Enderman. You better get used to this in this series. I remembered that there was water, so I jumped into the water and the Enderman could not get me. Now, for some reason, this Enderman decided that it just wanted to go in the water for some reason. It just kept on running at me and trying to jump in the water, even though Enderman can't go in water. Yeah, this guy kind of killed himself trying to get to me. I found an end city on day 4, I was pretty happy with that. I tried to take over the end city, but as you'll see that did not work, so I decided to leave and I almost died, so I just got out of there as soon as I possibly could, and we'll tackle that at a later date. Remember I said slimes are going to be very annoying in this mod pack. Yeah, there's just so many slimes. I don't know why, but this biome spawns so many slimes. Just for no reason. Don't know why. They just love slime for some reason. I decided that this island was going to be my base since I like it, and there's fish here, which means more food. Besides the teleporting fruit. I decided that I wanted to dig out a tree, like that bookshelf area, and make that my base, so I began working on that. Day 6, I didn't do much. I wanted to make a bridge going over to this island instead of just using ender pearls over and over and over again, so I need to start working on that. As you can see, not the best bridge in the world, but I think it works. It's okay. It's pretty ugly, but it works. Day 7, I walled off this area so slimes couldn't get in. But then I needed to make a way that I could actually, have some room, so I decided to make a tree house. So I made some ladders and made a way up the tree to make a little tree house area. I just used slabs to go around the entire tree trunk up here and made a little treehouse area, and I think it turned out okay. It wasn't the worst thing in the world. I'm not gonna lie, this treehouse looks pretty good, but I did not use this the entire series. I built it and I never touched it again. Day 8, I decided that I actually wanted to make an underground base, so I started to dig out this tree trunk and begin to make an actual proper base where I can store my tools and all my stuff like that. Now, since this is going to take a long time, here is a time lapse. These slimes, I swear, they are never ending. They just continue coming out of nowhere. Day 9, I decided to make some burnt end stone tools, which I think are slightly worse than stone tools, but I needed to continue mining. Day 9, I tried to actually take over this end city. I managed to kill a shulker. I should probably mention that I have a mod that allows me to change into any mob that I kill, so I was able to change into a shulker and then walk right past them. They don't attack me because they think that I'm another shulker. So yeah, I found some iron and gold, which is more than I ever thought I would actually get in this, so I was really happy. Day 10, I was still in the end city, but I found even better stuff. I found some more gold, some beetroot seeds that I could never actually plant, and my first diamond armor. I did not think I would have any armor in this series, let alone diamond armor. I was really happy. I also found some more stuff, more diamond armor, more iron. I was just freaking out at this point. Day 11, I continued to work on the base, so here's another time lapse. Yeah, my pickaxe broke, so I needed to go make another one, and guess what? There was even more slime out here. I'm genuinely sick of it. Day 12, I decided that I wanted to go out and adventure some more, and I needed to find these black blocks, but I didn't know how to make them, so I just kind of had to find them out in the wild. I also came across this huge lake area, which is absolutely beautiful. It just looks so nice. I almost fell in the void right here. I was lucky that there was an island right here. I also came across this other shipwreck and found a dragon head straight away. On day 13, I continued to work on the base. I was trying to figure out what to do with the room, and then I realised I can use these pillars to actually make it look like the room has support, and I really liked how it was looking. I was really liking how this was coming out. I just need to repeat this on every other wall. Day 15, I was still doing this. This took longer than I expected, but I was enjoying building. So at this point that I realised that I should probably put the barrels behind the end rods, and I actually really like this design. I don't know what it is about it, but this just looks really good to me. I don't know why. I just really liked what I did here. I also decided to put this Ender Dragon head in the wall so it's out of the way, but if I want to look at the Ender Dragon head, all I have to do is walk over there. It looks pretty good. Day 16, I was still working on this room, but I needed to figure out what I wanted to do with the ceiling and floor, which was very hard for me because there isn't that many blocks available in this mod pack. So I was actually finally happy with a pattern. I used the burnt stone for the floor and wood as an outline, and I really like how it was looking. I just needed to mine out the ceiling and did the exact same thing. And boom, this is pretty much where I finished the ceiling. I was really liking this build, but I still wanted to clean up a little bit, so I need to make the entrance to the base look a slightly bit better, so I just changed out the slabs for stairs. Day 18, I needed to gather more wood so I can actually finish the chest room where I can have storage. Now I'm gonna admit, I don't even use half of the stuff in that room, but it looks good, so I'm happy. And that is pretty much where I finish up the room. I really like this design, I think it looks good. This is my main base and I'm pretty happy with it. This map is also cool, you can see the island that we're on, which is really cool. Day 18, I decided that I wanted to go and kill tons of endermans to have better tools, and guess what? A slime just came out of nowhere. But anyway, I built this platform so enderman could not get to me, and I just kind of went crazy with it. I am so sorry for your guys' ears, I apologise. Day 19, I realised that I can transform into a fish, and I just decided to go on kind of a killing spree and get as many fish as I possibly can. I didn't realise how fast this fish could swim. It can really go fast in this water. If there was more water in this mod pack, this would be a good way to get around. Like, look at this guy, he can go out of water and everything. After that, I decided that I wanted to bridge over to this other island, and again, I'm still terrified of doing this. I thought a slime was going to hit me off. When I was bridging over, I noticed a little dungeon type thing, so I made my way carefully down, terrified I was going to fall off, but this paid off. There's a shulker box, and in it was some good loot. Not the best loot, but I'll take anything at this point because, you know, I'm in the end. After that, I found this other ruin. Just got some more stuff from it. It was actually really good. I found tons of these, which is how I got a lot of my materials. Yeah, I found some diamonds, gold, everything. I don't know why this chest is so full, but I'm not complaining. Day 20, I came across this huge and absolutely beautiful lake while exploring. If I had more time, I would build a huge base here. It just looks absolutely beautiful. You can literally see me looking around. I was just amazed by it. I also came across this ruined portal, which I didn't even know was going to be in this mod pack, but apparently it is. Got some free gold and tons of gold tools out of it, which I was not complaining about. also found another little dungeon area with the shulker boxes, so I carefully went down again, afraid that I was going to get knocked off, to try to see what was in the shulker box. This shulker box I think had better loot than the last one, so I'm not complaining again, more free loot. I came across this new biome which I don't know what it is. It's like a smaller version of the other one, smaller trees, and it just looks kind of more dead. And yeah, I did look at another Enderman, which was my bad. I don't know why I didn't just spit up attacker here, because I had good enough gear to just kill it, but I just got too afraid that I was going to die. So I was wandering around and just looking around this biome, and then I heard a silverfish. And since we found 2 shulker boxes with a silverfish, I knew what it was, but I couldn't find it. So I decided that I was going to dig straight down where I heard the silverfish, and that was a pretty good idea. So I found another dragon head, but we don't actually need it, but it can't hurt to have more than one. I continued going through this wasteland biome, which didn't have much in it. It was just extremely flat, had huge caves that had nothing in them, and was pretty boring. I decided that this last ship is going to be the last thing that I look at, because I didn't want to get too far away from my base and get lost, so after this I turned around and went home. Day 22, I was building a bridge over to another island. I spent a lot of time doing this. Again, I was absolutely terrified that I was going to fall off or look at an Enderman and just get hit off the edge, but luckily I didn't. Day 23, I had to build another bridge because that led to a dead end. At this point I'm sick of building bridges. Day 24, I found another end city, so I transformed into a shulker box and decided to loot it. So I found some more gold and iron in this, nothing too crazy, but since I have a diamond pickaxe I was able to get up my first obsidian blocks, which is really cool. And one thing that I noticed End City has is the ship, which if you don't know gives you the elytra, so I was pretty happy with that, got my first elytra, I was really happy. Day 25 I forgot to get some of the loot on one of these ruins, so I went over and grabbed it. It was just some more books, ender pearls, paper, that type of stuff, nothing too useful. So day 26 I'm in the chest room and I decided to make a diamond axe and some diamond leggings just so I can have my full set of diamond armor. I was pretty happy, I felt way more safe with this. Then I realised I can actually make an enchantment table, so I decided to make it, and then I was looking for somewhere to put it, and then I just realised I can actually put it outside with the bookshelves. I enchanted my axe and got efficiency 2, which was really good, I'm glad about that. Enchanted my diamond leggings and got unbreaking 2 protection 2, which I was really happy about. I also had enough iron there to make an anvil, which was good because since I had some enchanted books there that I could add to my armor. So I added protection to the helmet and I was pretty good, I felt pretty safe. I also renamed my diamond sword to Sub, which is something that you guys can do if you're enjoying the video so far. I really appreciate it. Day 27 I decided that it's time to build a new base in this biome, so I got a reference image and started to build, which means another time lapse. I need to start digging out this because it is an underground base again. It's just slightly different from the last one, but I just need to dig this out, which didn't take too long. Starting that I realised that I need glass for this base, and I realised that my diamond shovel literally just, it's slower. Well, I don't understand this. My diamond shovel is slow mining this dust thing. I thought it would like act like sand, but it doesn't, and I don't know why. And I never figured it out, but I did need sand for this base. After that, I went back to mining out the base on day 28, which again didn't take long. I just, I need to get everything right. Now I'm going to be honest with you, I prefer the look of this base than my actual main base. Let me know what you think once I finish it. I love the colours in this base way more than the other one. So this one has pretty much finished the actual base. I just needed to add in the floor and stuff like that. As I said, I prefer this base over my main one. I just prefer the colours. I think the purple of this wood is just way nicer than the blue. I think this black block just suits it way. It just looks so much nicer. Let me know what you think. I genuinely prefer this look. So yeah, this is the base pretty much finished, just adding in the furnace and the crafting table, and then as you see I will just go and make the little chest room that I like. So yeah, this is pretty much the base finished. I really like this base. I didn't use it that much, but I like how it looks. Day 36, because sadly the recording got corrupted for the past few days. I don't know why, it just stopped recording and I am genuinely sorry about that. But I went exploring and came across this weird dead biome. This is like that purple biome, but it's black and it's just even more dead and has no structures, and I really didn't do much this day, I'm going to be honest with you. After looking around, I realised there was nothing in this biome, so I just decided to go a different direction and try find something else. Day 38, I took a little bit of a break and came across this mine shaft. This mine shaft didn't have much, but I found one chest out here. I had some gold, iron, it was fine. I didn't get much from it, but I'm not complaining about free loot. I actually came across this biome as well, which this is one of the nicest biomes I think is in this mod pack. I absolutely love this biome. It's just so bright. It's just color everywhere. Like, look at this. It's just color absolutely everywhere. And once again, I accidentally look at some Enderman. I didn't even notice, and then I started to panic, and then I ran into the forest, and I told you this was going to happen a lot. Once I killed the Enderman, I noticed that this is all sand. It is literally a sand biome. It is a desert, but in the end. I genuinely didn't know this was a thing. I was completely shocked, and I wasn't complaining. I have a place to actually get sand. Day 39, I came across these weird ice spike things. I don't know what they're called, but they look pretty cool. I ended up realizing that there's nothing there besides ice, so I just kind of, I left. There wasn't much there for me to get, so kind of just jumped off. So after traveling a long time, because these biomes are so far apart, it took me ages to actually find this biome. But this is pretty much some shadow biome. I think it's one of the rarest biomes in this mod. But this biome is absolutely terrifying. You'll see in a minute, but this is just creepy. So if you can see in the distance, there are some weird shadow people. They're called shadow walkers. These guys, I'm not over exaggerating, they come out of nowhere. I swear they gang up on you and you just keep on multiplying and multiplying the more you're in this biome. They come out of nowhere, and eventually it got to the point where I had to leave because there was too many of these guys around me. And did I forget to mention, when they hit you, they give you blindness. So really not the best biome. It's cool but terrifying. As you can see, I started to panic because they're literally everywhere. So I just decided to run away and hope that they would leave me alone. I came across this weird house. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even know this thing was in this mod pack. But I wanted to get into that house for safety because these things were absolutely everywhere, and there was these weird flowers that if you walk over them, they give you blindness. So every time I did that, I thought I was being attacked. Not fun. Just not fun. This house was safe and all, but there was actually nothing in it. It was really cool, but I did need to eat. But I teleport when I eat, and I always teleport to the ground, so I needed to, just run away because these guys are still there. Day 32, I found this orange biome. This is a really cool biome. not much to say about it, but it is really cool. Also in this orange biome, I didn't realize, but these crystal biomes, which is the rarest biome in the game, this is right beside it. I genuinely didn't know that was there, so I was pretty happy. These crystal things, I don't know what they're used for, but it's very complicated, but this biome looks absolutely insane. This is one of the most prettiest biomes I think I've ever seen in a mod pack before. It's just really good. This is the underneath of the biome. I knew this existed, but I didn't know if there's going to be anything there. Sadly, it just seemed to be pretty empty, but cool nonetheless. Day 65, I was back at the base, just fixing some stuff up and making it look a bit better. I decided to add one of these weird things. I don't know what they're called, if I'm being honest with you, but you can put items on it, so I decided to just decorate the base a little bit. I decided that I wanted to actually make a bow in this little water area. So it took me a while to actually get a design that worked, but eventually I figured it out. I just want to also mention really quick while this time lapse is going on, the reason why there's jump cuts is because some of these biomes were so far away that it took me a few hours to actually get to them real life time, so that's why there's jump cuts. I'm not about to show you just me, you know, mining tons of material just to build over to these biomes, and I did have to use coordinates to find some of these biomes, but it just took a while to find them and there's no point showing you that. That's why there's jump cuts. This bow took longer than I expected to make, but I was liking how it was looking so far, so I continued to work on it. So this was pretty much the boat finished. I just had to add some trapdoors to the side and that was pretty much it. I really like how this boat came out. It's not perfect, but I like it and I think it fits the biome, which is important to me at least. Day 68, I decided that I wanted to make a base in every other biome that I've come across that's near me. I didn't want to go too far away, so I started to gather materials to build a base in this little orange biome. So that is pretty much the house finished. I didn't realize how long the time lapse was. I'm sorry that it was so long, but I wanted to show this entire build and I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. It's not the best, but I think the blocks fit it and it looks good. Day 70, I started to gather more materials to build in this weird volcanic area. I pretty much wanted to build a base and kind of all these islands around where I started, so just gathering some more materials. Day 71, I decided that I'm going to fill in this kind of water area so then I can have an entire base on these platforms. So I needed to go gather some end stones so I can actually build this. I started to wall off the area so it wouldn't just fall off. And since this volcanic area has tons of different little platforms, I decided to build up to it and make it a pretty big base. Day 73, I'm still working on this base, but I decided on this main platform I'm going to open it up so I can actually go into this kind of ocean area. with a way to get in and out of the ocean area, I just decided to decorate the base a little bit. I add one of these things again so I can add this spinning object. I still don't know what that's called. Day 74, I decided to go back to this house and make a proper chest room. Back over at this base, I added some more chests over here so I can actually have storage, even though I never used it, but it looks cool. Day 74, I decided to grab some more sand. Day 75, I just went to AFK and smelted the sand. Day 78, after waiting for all the sand to smelt, I had to go AFK, it took a while. Pretty much I decided that I wanted to make a little ocean house in this pond. I don't know why I decided to do this. This was the most useless thing I built in this entire series, but I like it. So this is a moment I'm not proud of, but I died on day 78 in this place. I didn't realise I'd have a heart, and I was just a complete idiot. This is the only time I actually died this entire series besides the start. I was kind of annoyed at myself, to be honest with you. But yeah, that's pretty much this underwater house finished. Again, it doesn't have much use, but it looks cool and it's just another building that I wanted to do. Day 84, I did some more travelling, came across one of these things again. It was pretty useless, to be honest with you. Day 90, I did some more travelling and found an end city, and I wanted to take this over, but not as a shulker box, as a person, so I had to do this old school. There was so many shulkers in that room that I just had to get out. I was afraid that I was going to die, and I was so far away from the actual spawn, I didn't want to lose all my stuff. And then I accidentally looked at an enderman, and then the slime started to come over, and it was just not going well. I ended up having to quickly grab stuff out of this chest. I didn't even get everything in it because I started to panic, and again, I just didn't want to die. Day 91, I'm still here trying to take over this end city, but I'm just looking around in this biome. It just looks so beautiful. So I finally made it up to the top. I just have to kill the shulker, and that is it. I took over the end city finally. It just took me an entire day. Looking around, I noticed that there is one of those crystal biomes again right beside this, which is really cool. This entire biome just looks absolutely beautiful. Day 93, I decided to go back over to this huge pink biome and build a base over there. This is the last thing that I built in this world, and I just kind of wanted to build a base here. Day 94, I decided that I wanted to build an actual house, much like the one that did in the orange biome, just sort of around the same size and same style, so that's what I plan to do. Day 96, I finally finished the house. I was adding some touches inside. I was pretty happy with the build. It's not my best build, but I think it looks okay. Yeah, I think it looks okay. I wish I had more materials, but I think I did good with what I had. It's not the best thing. The end zone kind of looks ugly, but it looks okay. Day 97, I just decided to look over everything that we've done. This is the main base and I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. I have to say, this chest room is my favourite part of the base. Again, I really like this purple base. I think it looks really good. I just think all the colours suit it. Day 98, I was looking at the boat and I'm really happy how this turned out. Day 99, I was looking at this orange base. I think this is my favourite builds in the entire series. I just like the blocks, the textures, the way it looks. I was also looking at this volcanic base. I'm pretty happy how this turned out as well. Day 100, I decided that I was going to use the elytra for the first time in this entire series. And that is the end of this video. I do hope you guys enjoyed. I had a lot of fun making this video. I never put so much effort into actually editing a video before. I was going to do more stuff on day 100, but I kind of done everything that I wanted to do, and I hope you guys enjoyed. So that is the end of today's video. I really do hope you guys enjoyed. I put a lot of effort into this video, so I would appreciate if you guys could subscribe to the channel, and if you want me to do another challenge like this, let me know in the comment section below. I already have a few ideas. I'll happily make a part 2 to this video and do another 100 days in a mod pack. Let me know. But anyway, I do hope you guys enjoyed the video. It's been Jamie. Peace.